What is up, world? Welcome to Apocaflix now, coming to you instantly from Sacramento, California. I am your host, Jacob Bartley, and we are, of course, joined by the whole crew today. I got Mr. Brian Avicino to my left, of course, Mr. Jake Berlin behind the controls over there, engineering, and Keith Barnes and Gio Ramos on the couch over there. What's going on, guys?
What's happening? What's going on?
How's everyone doing?
It's good.
Yeah, we got some interesting stuff to talk about today. I'm super,
got a whole new change
excited.
going on too. Logos and backgrounds and equipment.
Crazy.
And
we have some super cool logos. Do you want to shout out who?
Brian
made
Ward,
them?
Mr.
Yep.
Brian
Yes.
Ward.
They look amazing. You got to check them out.
Yeah,
good job,
he went to work for us, and we're very happy.
Thank you, sir. I
yeah.
love the spinning reel with the fire on it. My favorite. That is.
It's up right now. You can see it next to me.
Freaking
This way,
awesome.
this way.
So incredible. And yeah, we started a new format on our show. This is the second week we're doing it. We're super excited about that. We got a lot of cool things coming. How's everyone doing?
Good.
Getting more and more official every day.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Awesome.
New equipment, the mics, everything.
Yeah.
Legit mics now. Audio seems to be picking up pretty well.
Doing some good things. The Niners are on a bye.
Oh my god.
Yeah. 1 week we don't have to listen to them.
He still finds a
little
way.
bit more.
He still finds a way.
Is it going to be worse if they win or lose?
Win.
It's gonna be worse if they win.
If they win?
Yeah, 100% if they win.
Because we're going to hear about it for the next 10
These
years.
are haters here. Just ignore them. It's okay.
I'm looking forward to the Super Bowl trailers, though.
If they win,
Oh, yeah.
if they win, we're never going to stop hearing about how they won.
Yes.
If they lose, we're never going to stop hearing the excuse of
Complaining.
why they
Not
lost.
complaining.
Yeah.
Yeah. Refs.
It'd be
Yeah.
like
Everybody does that, though.
It'd be like a Zack Snyder movie getting the fresh rating.
Okay,
Rotten
moving on.
Tomatoes.
Moving on. Yeah, let's not talk about that today.
So, the Snyder Cut. No, I'm just kidding.
I was like,
Here we go.
There we
go.
Oh my god.
No. Well, listen, I was actually listening to one of our old episodes on audio. I was listening to it on Google Podcasts, where you can listen to
Really?
all Apocaflix
Nice. Yeah. Nice plug.
movie
Nice
shows.
plug.
And so we were doing this monthly. For you're new or I haven't been tuning in for a while. We're doing this now. Obviously, we're weekly now, but we're doing it monthly, and we were all together. This was just after Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 2, 3.
Far from home.
Yeah, Far From Home, which is Spider-Man 2, 3, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
yes.
I just think for a second.
The third Spider-Man too.
Third Spider-Man 2. And, I legitimately forgot the name of it. That's why I said Spider-Man 2, 3. And we're just talking about the kind of recapping the year, as we do every year. We kind of recap the first half of the year so far, and we were really all like, "What a slow year!" It was kind of top heavy. First half of the year with like Avengers, of course,
Toy Story,
Spider-Man, Toy
John
Story,
Wick.
Aladdin,
There was like
John
a
Wick.
handful of them. Yeah.
Not King Kong.
Godzilla.
Godzilla.
Yeah.
Which didn't do like huge, but it's a big budget. A lot of stuff like that first half of the year. And I was just thinking about that, how interesting. We were all like, yeah, it's kind of slow, man. It's not none of the smaller kind of stuff. And then we full steam ahead with all the kind of mid-majors,
half of
as
the
I
year,
referred to them, and we just a whole flood of them. That's why I love this time of year. Last weekend, both Saturday and Sunday, back to back, I went and saw 1917 and Little Women, which were both excellent. You said 1917 might be one of the best movies you've ever seen. I completely agree.
Attaboy.
I feel the same way.
Agreed.
It's probably gonna
Yeah.
win Best Picture.
100%.
It's going.
Yeah.
After I saw it, I immediately posted like,
It's
"This
not
is
my
best
number one of the
picture."
year, but
And
it's probably gonna win Best Picture.
he'll probably win Best Director.
I think
too.
so.
Yeah. I know
I think
Bong Joon-ho is up there as well.
Let me say though, I'm actually angry that Greta Gerwig is not nominated for Little Women. I'm actually annoyed. with
I
that,
can't
'cause
say
she
because I haven't
should.
seen the movie, but it all depends how
That's-
great the movie is.
I need to see
Yeah,
that.
It's ridiculous
Parasite,
she wasn't
like,
nominated, but
Parasite's on Amazon now
Yeah.
for $15.
Yeah.
I mean, I own it on Amazon. Maybe I can just log into my account and we can all watch it or
I'd
something.
love to
I
watch
don't
that.
know.
Just finally watched the trailer
Yeah,
for
give me
it
your login.
the other day. I just But it was just interesting how we just got flooded with all these other kind of smaller stuff the second half of the year.
Joker.
Yeah.
Came out after that.
Joker, I would say from
Ford v Ferrari.
Ford v Ferrari.
Ferrari.
Basically anything that got nominated for Best Picture.
everything, Knives Out.
Knives Out.
all
Oh
those
yeah,
just-
that was surprising.
Yeah.
And then some Netflix movies,
Yeah.
like
Marriage Story.
Dolomite and Marriage Story. Yeah, absolutely.
Be honest, actually,
Surprising.
you look at it, a lot of the stuff that was nominated.
Well, that's what they do that intentionally. Like a lot of movies that get released in the beginning of the year are forgotten about by this time. You rarely ever see a movie released earlier in the year nominated.
Yeah,
I mean, the furthest back movie nominated is probably Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which came out in July.
Yeah, July 26th.
But
This year, was Get Out nominated for?
yeah, so that was that was 2 years ago.
A couple years ago.
Yeah,
I remember
so
that
was nominated for Best Picture. And that came
was
out
like March or something, or February.
February, definitely early,
yeah.
February, yeah.
Which never happens, right? Unless it's so.
No, it turned out to be one of the best years of the decade.
Absolutely,
to be honest.
I really agree. That's what I was thinking. Like, man, this is. And it was really all kind of really fueled just by the second half of the year. Like, it was.
You would have thought James McAvoy would have got some buzz for either Split or Glass, but nothing.
He was great in Glass. I didn't like the movie that much, but he was really good.
I'm just talking performance-wise.
Yeah.
Like, not even the buzz.
I just can't even believe Glass came out in 2019.
I know.
It seems so long
We
ago.
haven't even had Captain Marvel for a year.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Feels like it's been out like two
Couple
to 3
years.
years.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, we're kind of off to a decent start this year, though, with a few movies already
like
that
it.
we've seen.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, we do
The
have
two best
some
movies of the year so far.
movies to talk about. Yeah, the best movie of the year so far is the only movie I've seen, which we'll talk about in a second. But I haven't seen Bad Boys for Life, but a couple of you have. So let's talk about it. What did you guys think?
It's fun. It's definitely fun. It's been what, 17 years?
17 years.
Who directed it again?
They have some hard pronunciation.
They usually go by their first names though, right? Like that's what they prefer, at least.
Let me look it up right now.
Talking public.
And did they use, because it was supposed to be Joe Carnahan.
So
Joe Carnahan's
that's right.
story.
Did they use his script?
Yeah,
Or his story?
Part of his story. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So actually on the credits in the movie, they just go by Falah and RB.
Yep.
But their real names are Bilal Falal and Adil El RB.
Oh.
Yeah, and they're attached to direct something else at the moment too, and I've seen their names pop up somewhere.
Yeah, when they signed on, like they were unknown by pretty much everybody, right? Like they had a one-hit movie that was critically acclaimed, but what won them over for Will Smith and I mean especially Will Smith and also Martin Lawrence was how much of a fan they were of these characters and how much they understood these characters and their importance to the blockbuster genre, the buddy cop films. And for this movie, it's not just throwaway popcorn fun. There's actually some real emotion in this movie particularly, because you care about these characters and they put them in like real stakes. Like this movie is definitely R-rated, not just for the cursing and violence, but there's some really like strong graphic stuff in here. 2-3 moments that you definitely come to mind that I won't spoil, but these characters are put in real danger. But other than that, it's fun. Martin Lawrence and Will Smith are as good as they've ever been.
They are better than they've ever been, in my opinion.
I think so. I don't know. That first movie is.
I wake up sometimes since I've seen it, and I wonder, is this my favorite of the three?
Really?
That's what Jake wakes up thinking about.
This is what I wake up thinking about for the past week. There's a part of me that believes that this is the best one of the three of them. And I don't know if I told this, but I said that the reason why is because it's such a personal driven story.
Yes.
It's not drug cartels or, kidnappings or stuff like that. It's very personal driven between Mike and Marcus. Like it's about them, about their history, about things that have happened in their lives that come back to haunt them. Like it's not some outlandish story that you're like, okay, well, they went to Cuba last movie. Like, what are they going to do this? But like kind of like Fast and Furious does.
Right.
I don't mean to bash on the franchise, but that's what that franchise does.
No, sure. Yeah,
this took it, like they could have easily gone like over and above, but they took a step back
from this movie.
They took a step back, and it was so driven by it was driven by the characters. It really was, and the action is awesome.
Yeah.
Like it is ridiculously good in this movie. Will Smith is like classic action star Will Smith in the movie. He's great. Martin Lawrence, obviously he's put on some weight since then, but his comedic timing is unlike so many people on this planet. It's incredible. And then them together obviously work well. So the directors, they're attached to Beverly Hills Cop 4.
Nice.
But they're also apparently Marvel is very interested in getting them to do something as well.
Really?
So that they're kind of like the hot commodity right now. But yeah, and the one thing that I mentioned, I put a review tweet out there, is that when you bring in like a younger generation to an older franchise, or like a new team or something, like most of the time you don't like that team. Like they aren't going to make good backstory. You know, you're not interested in these characters. I really like Team Ammo. Yeah, like Team Ammo's they're a sweet team, dude. And the leader, she's a badass as well. But it's a really good group of people that I could see like a spin-off franchise on, because they kind of fit in the franchise very well. Which
isn't it
Vanessa
High School
Hudgens?
Musical? Yeah,
Vanessa Hudgens, and they make a High School Musical joke in there. Yeah. And then Alexander Ludwig, who was in Hunger Games, he's in Vikings right now, and then Charles Menton, who is on Riverdale. And so there are three young actors, but they all held their own very well.
Yeah,
they were included a lot more than I thought they'd be too.
Did they not take away too much?
No, not at all.
Perfect.
Every time that they were in the room with Mike and Marcus, it was Mike and Marcus's show. But they were there.
Yeah.
I keep waiting for you every single time.
Mike Lowry.
Lowry. Jake, did you see it?
No, I haven't seen it. No.
Okay.
I want to though. I've heard nothing but good things.
Me too.
And it's
everyone.
And it's only 2 hours. And it's only 2 hours.
2 hours and 45
it's
minutes.
only
like
2 hours. And there's some really good cameos in the movie.
Okay.
Some really good cameos.
Yes.
And Chief is so good in the movie, just like he was in the first two.
You mean Joe
Yes.
Pantone? Oh, okay.
Yeah. The whole movie is it's great.
Cool.
It's really, really good. So,
yeah, he is great.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I am starting to really appreciate shorter run times, to be honest. And
absolutely.
It depends on the movie, right? Like some movies can be 2 hours and 45 minutes. It depends on the film.
Right.
But 1917, amazing runtime.
Isn't it? I think
Amazing
just not to veer
runtime.
off into that, but I think Brian, you were like, it doesn't even seem like it's as long as however long it is.
It just felt like it was,
And it didn't need to be 1 minute longer. Like it was
agreed.
perfect.
Yeah, totally.
It literally just felt like the middle of a movie.
Yeah.
Well, and
That's it.
the cool thing about the reason why I think that's the case is because it being one giant tracking shot, they don't have time to linger.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like there's no lingering on scenes, or like I was thinking about while watching it. Typically, when you transition a new scene, like they go to like the water and they transfer into the character. You're literally just following these characters the entire time.
Or like they show a shot of the city.
Exactly. So there's nothing.
Yeah.
There's no extras in the scene, and it just flowed
It's like
really
how
nice.
it would be without extra nonsense.
That's the opposite of Bad Boys for Life. Man, there's some city shots in this movie with
Miami?
montages
Yeah,
and,
you guys
and
said
bikinis and boats.
It's under 2 hours.
Oh, Miami's always.
Yes.
Fine.
Yes.
Plus, Bad Boys is an action comedy, which doesn't need to be 2.5 hours, which a lot of people have a problem with Bad Boys.
I will say
Totally.
this. I will say this. There were two moments where I was like smiling like a little kid again, but there was also a moment where I legitimately started tearing up for the movie.
I know exactly what we
legitimately started tearing up for the movie.
Can't believe I haven't. Bad
I need
Boys.
to go watch it.
Yeah, same
Check
here,
it
man.
out.
It's one of my.
I'm excited.
Those
for
two
it.
people and being a '90s kid, or a teenager in the '90s, but Martin and Will Smith are, especially Martin Lawrence, one of my biggest like influences in entertainment. All his stand up, he used to host Def Comedy Jam. Back in the day, his show. Well, two of my favorite TV sitcoms of all time, The Fresh Prince and Martin. There was a debate on a radio show I was listening to with like which one that people think was better, and it was on the Breakfast Club. But a lot of people veered a little more towards Martin.
I was more.
I could not decide.
So I've watched Martin, but I'm not as much as I've watched Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
So
it's
I've
Fresh
seen
Prince for me. It's
But
Fresh
the
Prince.
thing is, like, it's not a fair argument because I haven't seen as
Right.
much Martin. Like I watched Fresh Prince so much.
Oh, I'm well versed in both, and I couldn't decide. Honestly, I couldn't.
So before we move on to the next one, cool thing with this movie is that it made a buttload of money over the weekend.
Yes, it did.
And there's already a sequel that's apparently in the works.
They wasted.
So-
See, they wasted the
They
title.
wasted the title. They 100% wasted
They wasted the
title.
four.
And
What's the next one going to be called?
Bad Boys Forever.
And that's my.
Four.
Yeah.
That's
Bad
my.
Boys
Forever.
Just like Fast and Furious wasted they didn't put Fate of the Furious in the like. Why would you not put Fate?
Wait till you see
But
what they
also,
do.
speaking of great runtimes, The Gentleman is
Oh
also
my
under 2
god!
hours. And
It's only an hour 45 or
Really?
something.
Yeah.
I'm telling you guys,
Yes.
if this movie came out in 2019, it would be in my top 10.
100%.
I
I
freaking
agree.
love this movie
I agree.
so much. And I'm a
Classic
I love
Guy Ritchie.
Yes,
It might be my favorite Guy Ritchie.
I love every Guy Ritchie movie I've seen. Because I haven't seen what's the one he did with Charlie Hunnam, the King Arthur.
Oh, King Arthur.
Like I haven't
King
seen
Arthur.
that one. But like every Guy Ritchie movie I've seen, I've liked. And like Rock'n'Rolla is, if you haven't seen Rock'n'Rolla, it's
Snatched.
totally Guy Ritchie.
That's what you told me.
Snatched my
Snatched.
all-time
And-
movies.
Man from Uncle.
See this movie.
That's really good, man. People didn't.
I wasn't sure. I was
Appreciate
like,
that.
okay, I'm either gonna love it or like not like it at all. Like it's coming out in January, but this movie, like, it needs to come out in January to make money. I freaking loved every second.
It's one of the best January movies I've ever seen.
It is.
It's so
It's
good.
just so it's a Guy Ritchie movie, but it's freaking hilarious. Like he does new things that you haven't seen in a Guy Ritchie movie before that are hilarious, and the cast is absolutely
spot on.
incredible.
There wasn't a single
Like-
casting that you questioned. A
McConaughey
single
was
one.
really good, but Charlie Hunnam was amazing in this movie.
He was
Colin Farrell was incredible.
Yeah.
I want
Fuck.
a Colin Farrell and Charlie Hunnam spin-off movie
Yeah.
with just those
Yeah.
two characters. They were so good together. And you guys know what I'm talking about, but when Colin
Yep.
Farrell does this,
Yeah.
one of the best moments in the whole entire movie.
Hugh Grant was great.
Hugh
Grant,
funny.
it was
Hilarious in this
awesome.
movie.
Michelle Dockery as McConaughey's wife.
Yeah, she was really good
the
too.
way
She held her own.
I think the reason why it works so, and we haven't mentioned Henry Golding, but Henry Golding is like.
He is
in it.
So I saw this.
good.
I saw this, and I thought to myself, "Wow!" After seeing this role, he would be a really good James Bond.
Who?
I could see
Henry
that.
Golding. He would be a really good James
He's
Bond.
got the
They
voice.
say that in the movie.
Yes.
He's like a Chinese James Bond.
Yeah. But no, so I think the reason why it works so well is because of how it's told. He took a risk on how the story is told.
Oh, I love that. I love
And
that.
it could have easily been a complete disaster. It could have easily gone the wrong way. People not would have liked it. It wouldn't have flowed. It wouldn't have gone so, wouldn't have been as paced as good. But he did it so like strategically that it worked for the characters better because there's certain characters that are involved in certain stuff. And then the dialogue is the highlight of the entire movie.
Absolutely.
The dialogue is some of the best I've seen in a very long time. It's genius.
Him and I before the movie were like, "All right, do you think this is gonna happen? All right, do you think this person's gonna die? Do you think this one?"
We were totally playing
And
guessing
he
games.
literally nailed like every single one of them. And I was like, "Oh my god!"
It plays with you. Like it makes you
Oh,
think
yeah,
something
yeah,
happened,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it didn't really
It's
happen that
low-key
way.
kind of a whodunit at points.
Like,
Like,
it has a feel to that.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
Like-
it has a mystery.
yeah,
type
like
feel
I was
to it,
trying
yeah.
to figure out. Like you'll find yourself trying to figure out things.
Yeah.
So to be honest, I'm not afraid to say it. I think I like this better than Knives Out. Like as far as like trying to like figure certain things out because there are a lot
And
of
the thing
those
is, you think the
parts.
movie's over, but it's not over. And then you think the movie's over, but it's not.
And Jeremy
over.
Strong, the one guy that we haven't mentioned, who is the lead in Succession, and he's a supporting actor in a lot of stuff. He was great as well.
Which one was he again?
The Other American Buyer.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he was. He was. Yeah, he was actually really good in it. Like,
Do
so
they-
different from everybody else.
This is a question I asked of all Guy Ritchie movies. Do they nearly get away with it?
There isn't really.
There's not really a getting away
No,
thing.
I know. It's
I know.
No.
and-
But I know what you mean. I know what you mean. But
Yeah.
it's the ending. The ending is very satisfying. I'll say that.
Okay.
It's a very satisfying ending, in my
It's
opinion.
funny because it's an ending.
Charlie Hunnam. This might be the best I've ever seen
I was
Charlie
gonna
Hunnam
say.
since Sons of Anarchy.
Exactly. This is my favorite role that Charlie Hunnam
Yeah.
has
even
done in a
over
movie.
Lost City of Z.
Yeah,
Love that movie.
because when I think of Charlie Hunnam, this is what I think of as Charlie Hunnam.
Yeah.
He fits so perfectly
Is he
in a Guy
British?
Movie movie.
Is he British in the movie?
Yes,
Okay,
well,
good.
he's his natural accent.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
It's better
using
when he's
their
British.
natural accent.
Good.
Colin Farrell's Irish, like they're
Oh,
all
good.
using their.
Yeah, okay,
Michelle
cool.
Dockery has a heavy English accent, and so they're all playing their own.
That's what I
themselves.
love about Guy Ritchie movies. We get to see all these British actors just be themselves,
Yeah, right.
and that's same with Rock'n'Rolla. Like,
This
Tom
also
Hardy
might be
and
the
Idris Elba.
also might be the best I've seen Hugh Grant in years too.
Yeah,
His character is so
was
funny.
he was amazing, and
He's all over
the end, his
Yeah.
ending scene, and so
Yeah.
good.
The only exception is Brad Pitt in Snatch, which,
Oh my
which
God.
apparently was his idea. He just started doing it on set, and everybody's like, "What?" What do you?
So
Yeah,
I've never
but
seen Snatch. I need to go.
You-
I'm just gonna go buy it on Blu-ray and
That's what
watch
he
it.
told me.
challenge.
Go watch
you-
Snatch. You
Yeah,
gotta watch
If I love Guy
I think it's
Ritchie
on
movies,
Netflix.
Oh man,
I need to
It
watch
was. I don't know if it is anymore, but it was.
No.
Yeah.
You sh-
he did the Sherlock movies with Robert Downey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like those movies too.
It's
Yeah,
funny
yeah,
because
yeah.
this is like a British.
There's a really cool cameo from a past Guy Ritchie movie though.
I was gonna ask that. I was wondering that. Okay.
So
Hey, so given how much this movie's been successfully critically, and why a January release? Were they worried?
Well, it's money. Where the now the
I
year's
feel like-
so
I
stacked.
If you look at the rest of the year-
I feel like this movie could have killed it.
Because
Like
there's nothing
I
going
don't
to come
think
out
so.
till Birds of Prey, so it's going to grab
Yeah.
like 2
Right.
weeks.
Well, no, I
It's
feel
gonna
like-
get buried
I feel like
the
this
rest of
movie
the
could have killed in June or August. You know,
I don't. August maybe, but by then people were kind of like, taking a like step back from movies.
Here's a reason, because the movie only cost $18 million to make.
There you go.
Oh.
There's no special effects outside of like the bullets and stuff.
We can make all that back
It's
today.
There's nothing. It's all just camera, acting,
Right.
props, everything.
It's funny. It's a British like mob movie
Yeah.
led by an American.
That's cool. That means
But
that the
he always
actors
has one
probably
American.
took a lot less
Yeah.
than they normally would.
And
take,
look at
to
the
be
cast.
honest.
And look at the cast.
Cast?
Henry
Yeah,
Golding,
awesome.
McConaughey, Hunnam,
Yeah.
Grant, Jeremy Strong, Farrell, and Michelle Dockery. And the movie only cost $18 million to make.
has McConaughey been on like a slump? You would say in the last couple of years,
for
Like,
sure.
I think he's just
Well,
been.
not
He hasn't been
him,
doing
it's-
as much.
It's the
He's been
movies.
quiet.
Everything he did.
Oh no,
since
I'm
Dallas
pretty
or
sure.
since Interstellar.
Since he
has
won his
been
Oscar,
bad
For Dallas
movies.
Buyers Club in 13.
that was post. So
last-
Interstellar was
his
after that,
last
huh?
movie
Yeah,
was
you're right.
Serenity.
Wow.
His last movie was
That's what I'm
Serenity
saying.
last year.
And
It was
not that he's
terrible.
bad in those movies, but all the movies have been bad.
Yeah.
That happens. People win the
I
Oscar,
don't know
and
about
they
you guys.
kind
Well,
of.
that happened to Colin Farrell, remember?
Yeah.
And now he's back on the rise.
Yeah.
Colin Farrell.
Dude, Colin Farrell's.
I'm just saying with Oscar
I love
winners,
I love the way he says fuck.
Oscar.
And he literally uses it like multiple times. Even
Does it make you
after.
guys excited for Penguin? Him as Penguin?
Yeah,
I
I was always
excited,
excited, but yeah, totally.
I don't know about you guys, but the toddlers.
Damn, I gotta watch
toddlers
it.
Yeah,
part.
man, we gotta go see this.
Well, and-
I was like, "What's going on
And
here?" Like, what?
But it wasn't just like a one-off part of the movie.
No, I know. See, if they just did it once and that's it, but it plays into the movie.
Yes.
It has a
Yes,
role
yes,
to
yes,
play.
yes.
And I don't know if you noticed, but remember Firestorm from Legends?
Yeah, he's
He
one of
was
them.
in it,
Yes,
yeah.
That's what I told him.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
And he got
he's
to
one
use
of
his
them.
British
Yeah,
accent too.
exactly.
Yeah, so obviously
sorry, he's British.
we
That's right.
highly
You're
recommend
gonna-
The Gentleman.
Actually, you're both gonna love it. You will love it.
He's in.
Maybe I'm gonna do a double feature JoJo.
He's in
Rabbit
Attack the Block.
and
Attack the Block,
Gentleman.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Real quick before we move on, I just want to tell you guys, I finally watched WreckIt Ralph and WreckIt Ralph. Ralph
Oh,
Breaks
the two of them?
Yeah, I never watched them.
Never saw
Nice.
WreckIt Ralph.
And I don't know if you guys remember, but in the past, every time I've said that, you guys are like, "What? You haven't seen WreckIt Ralph?"
Yeah.
Which one do you like better?
The first one.
First one. Yeah.
The first WreckIt Ralph is amazing.
Isn't it?
It's like, I'm not saying it's better, but it's on par with like the Toy Story movies for me.
I agree.
It felt similar. It was like when everybody leaves the arcade, all the characters interact and they come to
21st
life.
century Toy Story.
Exactly. The second one's okay. It's
Yeah.
fine. It's a good movie. I still love the world, but the second one has some amazing moments in it. Like, I love how they make fun of the internet. There's like this one guy in the comment section, and he's like, they're talking to a group, and they're like, "So in Captain America: The First Avenger, somebody said something about a tree. So does that mean that you were the tree in the First Avenger?" And it's like, that's totally how people on the internet react. So I thought that was cool. I just want to say, the first WreckIt Ralph is a masterpiece. It's so
It
damn
really
good.
is. That's one of the best animated
Just
movies I've ever
because
saw.
you're a bad guy doesn't mean bad
Oh,
guy.
I love that. That's
I am
Is that
bad,
beef?
and that is
and
good.
what is her name? Is it Vanellope?
Vanellope Von Sweets.
Vanellope is amazing.
Yes.
I love that.
Sarah
character.
Silverman.
So
Yeah.
She's awesome.
She's great.
Cool. So before we move on to our news rundown, please go check out our shows on podcast format. We are on Anchor, Apple, Spotify, and you can find us on there if you prefer to listen to us on audio. And we also do a Star Wars podcast called the Padawan Podcast, and we do that weekly. And we also do Nerd Nation weekly, and we do our casting table bi-weekly, which we're going to be putting up a new one here soon. We're going to be casting the Disney's Hercules. If they ever do a live action adaptation of that. And please also leave comments and in the comment section, and we're gonna read some of our comments at the end of every Apocaflix Now show. Brian collects those comments, so please leave some comments. Maybe yours will show up on the show. And after that, Jake, what do we have for the news rundown?
Yeah, we have. I mean, it wasn't like a terribly busy week in news, but it was a lot of top heavy as far as like blockbuster stuff like that. So according to Deadline, J.J. Abrams' production company Bad Robot will be developing film and TV series based around DC's Justice League Dark. Captain Marvel is officially moving forward at Marvel. No surprise there. But attached to it is the WandaVision writer, and apparently they're going to be looking for a new director or directors, preferably a female. Robert Zemeckis is officially, it's been in talks for a long time and kind of rumored, but he's officially directing and co-writing a Pinocchio adaptation for Disney. And moving on from another live-action adaptation, The Hollywood Reporter is saying that Bambi is the next up for Disney's live-action remakes, and that is coming from the Captain Marvel co-writer. The horrifying 90s classic monster movie Anaconda is getting a reboot from the Snow White and the Huntsman writer. And finally, Colin Farrell came out and said some things about the Batman script, claiming that it's dark, moving, and gorgeous. If you want to talk about that, I can kind of read the comments he had. But yeah, Jacob, why don't you start, man? Out of all these, what interests you to talk about the most?
I'm interested in all of them, but I think I kind of want to talk about the Captain Marvel 2 thing.
Okay.
I said from the beginning, like, I like Captain Marvel. It's a good movie. I don't love it. And I think I was always wanted, and we do know the directors aren't coming back as well. And I don't know, I haven't read or seen anything that the WandaVision writer has written, but obviously if they're...
WandaVision's her first credit.
We literally looked it up. We were like, oh, she must have done something. And then it was like...
Interesting. So they must be happy with those scripts if they're having her pen Captain Marvel 2. So that's promising. And also... I'm actually glad the directors aren't coming back because I think and they did a good job, but I think someone can do a lot better of a job. And if they're going for female directors, I think if she wants to, I think Deborah Chow should do it. If she wants to, I think they should get Deborah Chow.
No, you don't know.
There's other names that have been thrown around, and but that's the thing. Deborah Chow, she worked on Star Wars. She's working on Obi-Wan, hopefully.
She has time now, so.
No, they're still doing Obi-Wan. But yeah, I just think it's interesting. Because I want Captain Marvel 2 to be amazing. So I'm glad to see. Obviously, it was coming. It made over $1 billion, but I'm just curious to see who they would choose to direct that as well.
That's great. See, that's why we're Bartley and Barnes. That's why we work together. I've felt the exact same way. Now I think I like Captain Marvel probably more than you did, but.
Just for the record, I'm with both you guys.
Yeah.
I agree.
Okay. Yeah. No, I fully agree. I think it could have benefited from a more seasoned, maybe more of a veteran approach to it. Which I think agree. They did a good job. I think their only credit was as far as filmed was that Mississippi Grind.
Mississippi Grind, which was
pretty
Brent
good.
Mendelsohn. A lot of people love that movie. Yeah,
it's good. It's good, but that's it. That's a trend we're getting with a lot of big budget stuff now. Someone does a small indie and then they get this big budget thing. It happened with Trevorrow. What's the guy that did
Safety Not Guaranteed, and then he did
I think
and for
the Fantastic Four guy.
They did have a female director on the first Captain Marvel. There was a
Josh
Trank, and one of them is a woman. So
same thing with I think isn't Eternals. She did a small one, and now is Chloe Kim.
Yeah, I think so.
Which is good. Listen, that's for women. That's good. I don't mind because they're getting, as long as they're getting the opportunities. But a lot of dudes are getting like just these small. Well, it doesn't matter. But so yeah, I feel the same way. I would love to see a different approach with Captain Marvel. So I'm excited to see if they get a veteran. If not, fine. But as long as someone a little more, I don't know if they're gonna. Do you think they're gonna write it? Or will it just be? I wonder if someone does say the script.
Who wrote WandaVision.
They'll go over the script, obviously. But the reason why I think they grabbed her is because remember, Rambeau is in WandaVision, the daughter.
Oh, that's right.
True.
And so it clearly could mean a connection between the two of them. She's Photon in the comics, everything like that.
That's
right. I like Deborah Chow. I might have a name that might be better. Michelle McLaren. I don't know if you guys know the name or not. I love Ava DuVernay. I don't want her to do this. I'd rather her do something grounded. Michelle McLaren was originally attached to do Thor: The Dark World.
Yeah.
Went off. She was originally supposed to do Wonder Woman.
Yep.
She went off. She's done 11 episodes of Breaking Bad, 3 episodes of The Walking Dead, and 4 episodes of Game of Thrones. She's attached to do Cowboy Ninja Viking from Chris Pratt. Hasn't moved forward. She's had a really rough time with movies.
I don't think they're going to.
And she's a very talented director. And so she's done series of The Leftovers, Modern Family, Westworld, Better Call Saul, The Morning Show for Apple. I mean, she's done all kinds of stuff.
No, I would love to see her finally get that.
I think it would be.
And she obviously loves Marvel stuff.
Yeah, she's worked with Marvel before, and Chris Pratt obviously in Cowboy Ninja Viking. But
I like your person.
I would love to see her tackle something like this because it seems like a lot of people want her and like her, and I think it'd be really cool for her to do something like that.
There's no reason not to. Marvel, let's go. You said you wanted Ava DuVernay to do something more grounded.
Yeah,
she's doing New Gods, so I don't think that's.
Is it going to happen? Is it going to happen?
Yeah. How long have we been hearing that she's doing New Gods?
They only announced that maybe like a year ago.
So. The reason why I want her to do something. The reason why I want her to do something grounded is after seeing When They See Us is why I want her to do something grounded. The Netflix show, something like that, where it's more dramatic.
I don't know if she. I don't want to turn veer off towards her, but
she should probably do something without a superhero without powers. I would like to see that.
That'd be pretty cool. But so I'm agreeing with you. That's a good story. So I don't know.
Anybody else want to talk about anything else that was in the rundown?
Ryan, what do you got?
Don't you dare make a live action of Bambi. No one wants to see the beginning of that movie. Bambi. I literally, when they saw that, I went straight to Twitter to see how many people were saying stuff, and it was just literally like, nope, not seeing this, can't emotionally do that again.
What is it even tell that story? It's unnecessary, to be honest.
Well, it's another one of those, because Bambi came out in the 40s, and I mean, it's maybe an hour long, sort of like Dumbo is like an hour long, and they're going to stretch this out to an hour and 45.
They'll do the whole thing.
I don't know. What's it going to be about?
I don't know, but no one
live action too. Like what?
No one needs to see poor Bambi's mom.
Enough with the look. I'm all for the live action remakes and reboots, but enough with the animals. All right,
I agree because I didn't love Lion King. I mean, I didn't even like Lion King.
Wow.
There's a bunch of other.
Lion King was just okay to me.
All right, I haven't seen it, but I mean, apparently it's just the Lion King.
They just fast track that one.
Aladdin was way better.
So the article for Bambi says Disney is reportedly aware that Bambi tells a smaller story than the mythical scale of the Lion King and aims to keep the live action version scope similarly modest.
Then that's even more of a reason for me. I'm like, no.
Interesting. Whatever. Well, we'll see. Well, we definitely got to talk about the Justice League Dark thing because I was very interested in that. I don't think this is the right project for DC to be working on right now, in my opinion. I think it's because look, can you imagine they're releasing a movie trailer, Justice League Dark. People are gonna be like, what the hell? Like, so Justice League came out, received poorly, didn't do as much as at the box office as people expected. And now I think it kind of, and look, I'm not saying anything bad about the Justice League Dark property from the comics or animated or anything like that. But I think releasing this movie, if it's actually called Justice League Dark, it kind of tarnishes the Justice League name and confuses people. And it's like, then when you do Justice League 2, if you ever do it, or a reboot of Justice League, I think they could do something with these characters. I would love to see those characters. But I just don't think that's the right project that they should be pushing right now. But I guess they'll probably just let J.J. Abrams do whatever he wants.
Well, here's your reason. No one's done an R-rated team-up, like, bad, gritty type movie.
I don't think it'll be R-rated.
It could be.
Justice League.
I don't think it'll be R-rated. It doesn't have to be R-rated.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be.
So if you don't know Justice League, like the characters, it's Swamp Thing, Zatanna, Constantine, Deadman... and a number of other characters. I kind of like this. I do. I mean, I obviously am one of the people that want to see J.J. Abrams do a Superman movie because he was supposed to do one so long ago. I think he would kind of give it that like colorful, vibrant, old school feel to it, like the classic Superman. But if he's not going to do that, I kind of like the idea of doing something completely different. He's really good with visuals. We know that. I know that stories is a thing, but remember, he doesn't have to direct everything. It's just his production company that's doing it. And Bad Robot does a lot of good stuff. I mean, I can probably go through the list and we'd probably like a number of things. So it's different. It's interesting. Yeah, contradicting itself with the other characters is a weird thing. But I'd be lying if I said I wouldn't be excited to see someone like Zatanna on screen.
She
like
would be
she's awesome.
I love Zatanna.
So I'd be sitting back and be like, yeah, I want to see that. Like I want to see like a legit Constantine. We get him on Legends and stuff. Like I want to see like a legit DC version of Constantine.
I'll be excited, and I do want to see this, but I think it's not the right move right now, just in my opinion.
No, because then they're gonna be like, "Oh, I'm confused. Why isn't this tied in with this? Or how come this?"
Well, I disagree
why
with
isn't
that.
this character?
This makes me
That's
wonder.
How the comics are.
This makes me wonder a little bit. Is if this is a backup plan in case something like Birds of Prey doesn't work.
Well, Birds of Prey is a team up movie and it's rated
because
R.
What if Birds of Prey? What happens to the fan base if Birds of Prey doesn't work? They go back into a hole, right? They've been on this run. Okay, they've made some good movies. If this movie's like, I'm not going to say it's going to be that bad, but what if it's like another Suicide Squad situation? The fans go back into the hole. But then what happens if Wonder Woman 1984 isn't living up to the original, but is just like average? What happens? Does Aquaman 2 come out? Do all these movies happen? Maybe this is like a backup plan for Warner Brothers in case those movies don't work. Just a different direction, something completely different.
I don't know what happens to Ewan McGregor, man. At first, your Obi-Wan series gets moved back, then Birds of Prey sucks.
Clearly didn't read the article.
He's fine.
Yeah, that show's fine.
I would just push back a little on the thing about the confusing part. I think at this point with where we are in the genre,
there's no universe in DC right now.
No, there's not. But that's been a mess for a while.
Their most successful movies are movies that very little references to the universe at whole.
Well, yeah, so they're not. So this is probably not going to be. We don't know what direction they're going with that. But I'm just saying. I think audiences are. I think they can trust it. Audiences at this point are smart enough. Mass audiences, not us, but the mass audiences are smart enough to know now that stuff doesn't. Okay, this isn't the Justice League. This is a separate thing, and also it depends on how they market it as well. We know it's not going to be like the Flash and Wonder Woman, and we see that these are different characters. I think people are, for the most part, smart enough to know that it's a different.
I don't know
group.
if the Crisis on Infinite thing made it any better because
I don't know.
Now there's that, and it's
but but that's a TV audience, a CW audience, and I mean more people watched it because of all that. But
sure,
I don't know if it's how big that Venn diagram is with the movie audience versus that audience. But I see what you're saying, definitely in terms of.
I don't think people are
the timing of it because
they're gonna be like, what's going on? But I just
I'm not saying that.
Because I guarantee you, if first trailer comes out, whatever, guarantee you, I'm gonna have one of my friends who aren't plugged into all this stuff ask me like, wait a minute, is this like a sequel to Justice League or what's going on here? And I just think, can you imagine if the first Avengers movie came out, right? And let's say it was received like Justice League, and then they did, isn't there a Dark Avengers?
Yeah.
Let's just say the next movie was Dark Avengers. Like, it would just be odd. Like,
but
get Avengers right first.
But the difference is,
for me, get Justice League right first and then do it, unless you don't call it Justice League Dark. Because remember, wasn't Guillermo del Toro going to do one?
Yes.
He was working on one, and it was called Dark Universe. It wasn't even called Justice League Dark. If you don't call it Justice League, then I'm okay with that. But I don't know.
The difference with Marvel, though, is that those all Marvel movies, the MCU, are all tied together and connected.
That's
so
true.
That would be
That's true.
People would know that that's a part of it. If you see completely different characters. And I see what you're saying, but when I say that, I mean, I think that people are at this point in 2020 where we are within this in the genre. People, they know that it's a kind of, they could look at it and say, okay, it's a different thing.
You're saying, like,
they know like Morbius is not tied to Avengers.
We got Joker, and they know it's not connected to Ben Affleck's Batman.
Exactly, and so
when I heard this, I was hoping he was going to do Legion of Doom instead. I would have loved to see that.
I would rather see that, to be honest.
I would like to see. I've always wanted to see Zatanna. I mean, she was on Smallville briefly, but I'd love to see her.
She was great on Smallville.
Love how she was cool. She's one of the but she's one of the few.
She was hot in Smallville too.
She definitely was. She definitely was. But I like that. I like because Superman and susceptible to magic, which I've always thought was a cool.
I'm actually kind of surprised
thing.
that she hasn't came up.
We haven't seen her sooner.
It's not just about her too. There's a lot of stuff with her father too, which is very cool. That whole storyline with that too, and
that book and
the person, one of the people that we follow who's been campaigning for that role for a year is Tiffany Smith.
Tiffany Smith,
that's the one character she wants to play. So we back that up.
100%.
I mean,
Yeah.
they haven't. DC hasn't really tapped into magic yet.
No.
So they could be
Well,
kinda
to
cool.
jump back to the Ava DuVernay thing, if that happens, see, that's my issue with this story is that Marvel, WBDC, they just keep announcing stuff that they're planning to do, and they
How many times have we heard?
get the
it?
Flash, Flash movie. When that comes out, then I'll believe the next thing they
How many
announce. They
times
say
have
they're
we
going to
heard
do.
in
You're not
production
used to
with DC stuff though.
No, what'd you say? Sorry.
I said, how many times have we heard something
Oh.
in production for DC?
They've announced
Yeah, right.
so many projects that
it's
don't happen.
every single character.
They showed the little logo for it, and
Blue
then
Beetle
and
was
there's
one
nothing.
that I heard for a while.
At this point, we're supposed to have Flash, Cyborg, Wonder Woman, Wonder Woman 2, 2 Justice League movies, the Green Lantern movie.
Corps was supposed to come out this year.
Yeah.
Ben Affleck's Batman, which is a shame we never saw
Yeah,
it.
right. You know, so
I'm hopeful. I'm never gonna wish anything like bad. I want a good DC universe.
yes, that'd be great.
I just think it's kind of a weird one to go after first.
Yeah, I totally
For him,
agree.
at
Yeah, I said the
least.
timing. Get a good, solid base with your main
honestly,
characters first, and
it's
then
me selfishly. I'm still like bitter and just like a little bit heartbroken that the Justice League movie was bad.
Yeah.
And I want a good Justice League movie, like a real proper Justice League movie.
Stop it.
That's what I want.
Stop it.
because there's not one in existence right now.
No.
Oh, okay. Hashtag
This is
214.
the time where you guys go at it because I had this great overlay waiting for the Jacob Geo.
So wait, Gio, why are you
There it
pointing at
is.
me and shaking your head?
Because you wanted a good Justice League movie. There's a Snyder Cut, okay? It does
Oh
exist.
my goodness! I wasn't even thinking about the Snyder Cut. But all right, are you saying that there's a script and a
No, I'm saying
unfinished version of it?
There's a film that's shot.
Sure.
This looks great. How about
There's a film that's shot, okay? Now, it's some VFX and it can happen, okay? It's... Hey, what's up,
Okay.
Mike?
How about they just release it like that, with unfinished?
And you know what gave this hype
Yeah.
train even more hype? What Infinite Crisis did. Right there. Absolutely.
For the
To be
Snyder
honest,
Cut?
I'd stopped
What?
hearing Zack Snyder stuff when Infinite Crisis was going on.
No.
What do you mean?
I mean,
Wait, what's Infinite
I just-
Crisis? Never heard of Infinite
Yeah.
Crisis.
the Crisis on Infinite.
There you
whatever.
go.
Yeah, you made me say it.
But wait. So how did that help it?
What do you mean?
Because it made audiences aware that Ezra Miller's Flash
Oh, okay.
is still part of the universe. It still exists. He could go to different dimensions. Who's to say in this Snyder Cut that, you know, he doesn't revisit, you know, where he went in BVS, you know, going through different, you know, times, and that, you know, makes the more Snyder Cut work even more.
I suppose it's possible.
No, I just want
But-
a new Justice League movie. I don't want to revisit the old one. It's like opening up an old wound. I'm done with that. I'm done with it. I'll watch it if it comes out. And if WB wants to waste $10 million or more putting that together, be my guest because I will watch it.
Well, it's
Please.
It's the cure.
Please.
It's the cure to DC's cancer. We found a cure.
Oh
It's there.
my
Yeah.
If that was the case, they put it out
The
right now.
cure is moving on and making good movies going forward.
Not if
That's
there's a
the cure.
great film that's already shot.
No.
Well, what is
The
what does
cure
that do?
is starting
Jacob,
building
so sorry.
characters before you
The
write.
cast is lobbying for this movie to happen.
Hey,
Gal
can
Gadot,
we
Ben Affleck.
can we let the past die? Kill it if we have to.
Yes.
It's the only way to become what you're meant to be.
Kylo Ren.
Ben Solo.
Oh god!
Another
Rise of
ruined.
Sky- We're taking quotes from the Star Wars Rise of Skywalker.
I will
Actually,
say-
not Rise of Skywalker. You're welcome.
The
I will
Last
say
Jedi.
the one
First
thing-
Infinite Crisis. Now, not even an actual movie.
The Last Jedi.
I will say one thing. Justice League just happened to me on TV, and I just watched the battle scene between the Amazonians.
That scene.
That's
is
the best scene in the
amazing.
movie.
If they would have taken that part of that movie and done that, I would have.
Hey,
that Green Lantern that shows up.
I stand by it. The first.
Oh, that part. I thought you meant when he attacks the Mascara.
No, the very beginning.
Oh,
The
okay,
very
yeah, that's
beginning,
cool.
yeah.
Where she tells the story
Yeah.
to Ben Affleck.
The first half hour of Justice League, watchable. The other
No,
really?
no, because that's
Let's move on.
the rooftop. with the
I thought
sun.
we vowed to not talk about this.
Yeah, let's move
We
on.
needed to use.
We have a plug to do right now.
Well, really
so
quick,
it's
if we just really super fast, I want to talk about this. We want to talk about the Robert Zemeckis
yeah.
thing really quick. It's really just going to be more about him, how great he is as a director and underappreciated. because we've talked another Pinocchio. So is that confirmed? Zemeckis is going to do this?
Another Pinocchio.
Another Pinocchio, because we've heard a couple stories about this. We talked about this.
Was going to do
Right.
Well, no. What happens?
It's gonna be a Robert Downey Jr.
Geppetto movie.
Well, yeah, so that was going to happen, but Zemeckis, his name has been thrown around with Pinocchio for a while now.
Oh, okay.
And now it kind of just like became official. Like it's official, like it's happening.
It's gonna yeah,
like it's happening.
Okay.
If he doesn't get Tom Hanks to play Geppetto,
That's why when you said Robert Downey Jr., I was
if he doesn't get Tom Hanks to play Geppetto, I'm not watching the movie.
Oh, stop it,
Dude.
No,
that would be
watching the
good.
movie.
No, I agree. That would be.
And Tom Holland better play Pinocchio.
Say Tom Holland.
Oh my goodness.
It's Disney, so it's gonna be Tom Holland.
Totally do
It's gonna
that.
The voice is Jiminy Cricket.
I was just gonna say that.
That'll
Robert
be
Downey Jr.
That'll be Downey Jr. Jiminy Cricket.
Okay, those three would be pretty
Eddie Murphy.
Already.
Right.
Very. I guess we're doing a casting table.
No, I don't know about
Yeah,
that.
we gotta do a Pinocchio casting table.
Yeah, no.
Your first choice for Pinocchio is I'm kidding.
Mine will be Noah Jupe.
The little boy from Jojo Rabbit.
Oh yeah,
No, the son from Ford vs Ferrari.
Yeah.
And he played Shia LaBeouf in Honey Boy.
Oh,
He was
nice.
his son. in
Oh
Honey Boy.
really?
He's the son in Quiet Place.
Yes.
Yeah, he's
that's
the son
right.
in A Quiet
Right,
Place. Yeah, he'd been my pick.
And part two as well.
The Jojo Rabbit kid would be good. He'd be good.
I'll take the one with
Either one.
glasses too.
I would say either one of them.
Well, no, the kid with the glasses is playing. He's the kid in Home Alone, the Disney Plus series.
That kid is hilarious.
What?
He's playing the little kid in the Home Alone series. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
all for that. And
Hilarious.
can Rebel Wilson play his mom, please?
I think they already have a cast. Actually,
Oh,
I'm
do
pretty
they?
sure they already have. I'll look it up when we do it. When we do it.
Amazing,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, I'll look it up when you're doing the plug.
Yeah, for sure.
But
you
Zemeckis-
haven't
what?
seen what?
Super-
next,
I'm sorry.
actually.
No.
That's how the notes are.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
All right, there you go.
Cool. Well, moving on to something we're bringing back, actually, which is you haven't seen what? Our movie watching challenge show where we challenge each other to watch movies. It is like one of the most fun things that we've done on this.
It's been a while,
this
man.
YouTube channel. I know Keith loves it. We all love doing it because it's
We
just
never
fun.
finished our last one.
The last
fun
one
in
was
general.
Fanboys.
And we
Fanboys.
still need to do that.
Which we still
it's
we're
fun
gonna
in
do.
general, but also it opens our minds and to other movies that we haven't seen where we want to watch these movies, but we just haven't got around to doing it. And if we get challenged, we have to watch it. We don't have a choice. It's for the show. We're doing it. And this week, I'm so happy because I guess we collectively challenged Jake to watch One Flew Over the Cuckoo's
Well,
Nest.
we originally collectively challenged Brian, but
Yes,
he wasn't
true.
supposed to be here.
Yeah. Yes. So thanks, Brian. Sorry. But I'm actually really happy the way it ended up because One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest is one of my favorite movies of all time. And I want to hear other people's thoughts on it, especially if they haven't seen it. And starring the great Jack Nicholson, one of the best actors ever, in my opinion. So I guess let's go to Jake. Wait, has anyone else seen the movie? Did I make you watch it?
You gave me the DVD, yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So Jake, take the floor.
Real quick, Ellie Kemper's playing the mom in Home Alone series.
Oh, okay.
So I just wanted to mention
Cool.
that.
Oh, nice.
In the office.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So I watched it at 10:30 last night. I finished it at midnight. And so I was home. I got home from dinner, and I was like, yeah, I'll pop it on. And I got it on Amazon. I rented it, and it's an incredible movie for more than just one reasons. Obviously, the biggest is even though it was made years ago.
Did you know anything about it, like the story?
I knew of it.
Yeah.
You
You didn't have to read the novel in high school?
No.
Okay.
No.
So I read the novel in high school,
cool.
and that's how I was introduced to it.
Oh, okay.
And then I think we watched the movie in class. And
So yeah, I knew what it was about. I knew that it was about the mental hospital, and I knew of Nurse Ratched and all that type of stuff.
That's what
But I wasn't into the details of what goes on with the story. Even though this movie was made in '75, it opens your eyes to the mental institutions.
Yeah.
Milos Forman, right?
In
I'm pretty sure.
For
I think
you mean
so,
Nurse
yeah.
Ratched?
Oh, the
Or-
director.
His
Pretty
name
sure.
is yes, you are
Alright,
correct.
alright,
Yeah. It's at times it's a hard movie to watch because of that reason.
It is.
And all of the performances, not just Nicholson, incredible. Christopher Lloyd pops up.
Yeah.
What the hell?
And he's perfect for playing
What the hell? He just pops up. So cool seeing him in there because I've really only ever seen him in
Back to the Future.
in Back to the Future. Danny DeVito's in there.
Yeah.
Which he doesn't look like Danny DeVito at all.
Not at all, yeah.
So a really good cast, and yeah, It is definitely one of Nicholson's best performances. I won't say it's his best, like you said.
It's my favorite.
There's a lot of movies of his that I probably haven't seen still, that I need to, or maybe I need to revisit. But the way he plays the character of McMurphy is incredible, and
good.
Kind of how the story unfolds. Just everything that takes place, and kind of how the rebellious nature that he has against all these people, and how he kind of opens the eyes to all of the other patients as well. I love Chief. I think Chief was great as well.
Such a good character.
You know, Billy was probably my favorite outside of Jack in the movie.
Nice.
And you know, that story in particular obviously played a big part in the movie. I honestly thought it was a more of a, almost not a horror movie, but like kind of ish like a horror movie. That was kind of like what I was thinking, because the title kind of gives that vibe off, and then you think of like a mental institution, and
it is kind of a creepy movie.
Very much, but it's very like, there's moments like they're playing basketball or they're going fishing, and it's like they're following these people around doing these certain things in this rebellious nature. My favorite scene in the entire movie was the fishing sequence, though.
Oh yeah,
I think that's hands down.
When they get out of the hospital a few times, and they just feel so free.
But it also makes me wonder, like, don't mental institutions have like top-notch security, and these people are going all over the place?
Maybe not back then.
I mean, he jumped over a spiked wire fence, like. Maybe.
I mean, so the author of the original novel, Ken Casey, he wrote the novel based on real experience. I forget what it was. I don't think he was in there, but he did his research and like went and researched mental hospitals and all those things, and like based it off of real life. And you know, like the workers they have working there, like all that stuff is like based in reality. It's not a true story, but it's all based in reality. And the actress who plays Louis Fletcher, I was trying to look it up, and she won Best Actress that year.
Really?
Yeah, Best Actress.
Wow.
Like, not even supporting, Best Actress that year. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
And I think it won Best Picture. I'm pretty sure it won Best Picture that year.
Yeah.
I don't know if Jack won, but he was nominated.
No, he won.
Oh, he did. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I think he won back. No, he didn't win back to back, did he?
He's won 2 though, I think.
75.
It won Best Picture. It won Best Actor. Won Best Actress. It won Best Writing for Best Adapted Screenplay.
It's written incredible.
Best Director as well. Wow.
It's acted incredible on all accounts. I mean, you have to be very talented to play mental patients. Obviously, you do, especially to this extent because of what happens in the film, and kind of how things that go on. And I can't reiterate enough how much, even though it happened 40 years ago now. 40 plus, it opens your eyes into the kind of stuff that happens, and this is on a very small scale. So like there's only 15, 20 of them maybe in this place, and the fact that it's happening there, imagine on a much higher level. Right. But after seeing this, I can 100% understand why they want to do a Nurse Ratched TV series. It's still in the works. Right? You want to know what's so funny about this? So
as Nurse Ratched,
I knew of the series, and it's Ryan Murphy who did the American Horror Story stuff. I was watching the movie because I knew the story, and I was thinking to myself, God, Sarah Paulson would be perfect for this role. And I had no idea. And I just looked it up, and she's attached to play the role.
Oh, really?
She's attached to play the role. I had no idea.
Wow.
Yeah. So she fits that build for me, because you see her on American Horror Story and everything. And but yeah, I mean, what a giant bitch she is.
She's scary. Nurse Ratched is scary.
That party scene though is pretty funny. The party scene's pretty funny.
I love that scene. Yeah, it's such a good movie.
I enjoyed it. I'm glad that I finally got to watch it.
So
very good, man.
You understand why I love it so much.
Yes,
at least.
Foreman,
very much.
He just passed in the last couple of years. I think he did Amadeus as well.
I'll look him up right now.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. He's one of those. It's one of those guys, 70s guys, man.
Passed in 18.
18, yeah. So
he did Amadeus, The People vs. Larry Flint, Hair.
That's right. Yeah, that's a good movie. So yeah, he's one of the all-time greats. One of the underappreciated guys.
I'm definitely satisfied with Jake's reaction.
Good stuff.
Sure. Keith, you need to watch it now.
I do. I should have.
So the way that this is going to work is, once we get into the groove of doing it, typically what's going to happen is the person that's being challenged is going to know ahead of time, and what we kind of change the rules where each of us are going to pick a movie, and that person's going to draw from a hat. And that's just going to be at random. We're kind of getting in the groove and getting it back. So for this time, I'll challenge someone off camera, and then next time maybe they'll draw from the hat, or they'll watch the movie this week or something like that. But we're going to get into the groove of doing this.
How did I become the first person?
We all just agreed.
Oh,
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, because you had seen the least out of all of
Yeah.
us.
And it's just fun challenging you.
We did
Yeah.
it in the car, so
Yeah, we did on the car in LA. Yeah.
I'm
When
gonna
we change
make you
things
watch
around.
boring,
You
slow movies.
You guys are
this time.
cycling. Oh, Brian's the one that's definitely.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, for
Good to
sure.
know.
All right, so we're not challenging yet. We're gonna wait till.
We'll do it this week, and then we'll get in the groove of doing next
Awesome.
week. Yeah,
It
yeah.
will be made.
All right, sounds good. For sure. So yeah, please go check us out again. Check us out on Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you find podcasts. And of course, check out Apocaflix Now, our main show, the Paddle On Podcast, Nerd Nation, and Casting Table as well. And we don't do the Mandalorian Club anymore. But
It'll be back.
But
It'll
will
be back.
That will be one of our main
Yeah, I mean, you can go watch them.
and we need to come up with a clever name for doing Clone Wars because we are I haven't even talked to Jake about it, but I know for sure we're going to be talking about Clone Wars on this YouTube channel next month. So,
Dude.
and
if anybody's watching, is anybody watching Picard?
I watched it yesterday.
We need to talk about Picard.
Dude, first episode.
I want to watch it.
My head's gonna explode.
No, it's on Amazon.
No, but I'm saying, would I know what's going on knowing nothing about Star Wars?
It
Or
gives a
Star
good
Wars, Star
backstory.
Trek, sorry.
It gives a good backstory. Of
It
what
gives you
happened.
some. There's watch. Excuse me. Go to Netflix or Amazon. Watch Nemesis,
Yeah.
and you'll get.
oh, really? If
probably
you
all
just watch Nemesis?
It
fills in some holes.
the first episode does a pretty decent job of filling in those holes for new viewers.
Right.
Okay, because I want to watch it too, but I've never seen Next Generation.
Watching
so
Nemesis is the
Watch
one.
Nemesis, but here's the thing: it's set in the original timeline.
Yeah.
So you know how in the J.J. Abrams Star Trek, where the black hole and Romulus explodes, it's set in the aftermath of that. So
Really?
yes,
Wow.
yeah, which is very interesting.
It plays a giant part.
And-
I'm pumped. I
And
like
me
what I
too,
saw.
man.
I liked what I
It's-
saw.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
very
it's
very cool
weird,
stuff.
like the Star Trek universe is kind of like what they're doing with DC, where like literally everything is canon, right?
Mhm.
Like
Pretty much, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Even the J.J. Abrams
All
movies
the series are all
like,
related.
connected, just different timelines
Yep.
and stuff.
And
Yep,
I'm
yep,
curious because Robert Meyer Burnett is talks about.
Well, he's
he's a Trek.
I know, but
Yep.
that's all he's been talking about the whole entire week on Twitter.
A lot of people
It's
love
great.
it, man. It's
I
Did you
love
like
awesome.
it?
You guys know I'm
because
a
he
big
does
Star
not
Trek.
like Discovery.
Discovery.
I like Discovery.
Yeah, I need to watch Discovery.
like
I watched the
Discovery,
first
yeah.
couple episodes of Discovery and I really liked it. I'm not
Discovery-
paying for CBS All
Discovery's
Access.
like the prequel of everything.
Right.
It's set before everything that we've seen in Star
No,
Trek.
I'm just curious because Robert Meyer Burnett is like the
Enterprise
biggest Star
also.
Trek fan on
Yes,
the internet.
Enterprise.
yeah.
He hates Discovery,
He
but I was
loves
curious what he thought about
Loves
Picard.
Card's great.
For sure. All right, well, to close out the show, we are going to head to the comment corner over here with Mr. Brian Alessino, and he's going to go ahead and read some of your comments from our YouTube videos. So what do we got, Brian?
Kind of quiet this week, so we love to get the comments so we can read them. First one was from Anime Guy, and he said that Die Hard is the best action movie ever. Flat out.
Yeah,
It's up there.
Yeah.
It's too many. You can make a case.
It's
Sure.
up there.
I'd have
It's
to
a
look
good
at it.
conversation.
Wouldn't
I
argue.
can't say it right now, but I mean, it's definitely probably in top 5.
If we probably put it in like that time period.
We also have to
Oh,
keep
time,
in mind
yes.
like what the definition of an action movie is.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
When
Because
I hear action movie, I think of like the old fashioned, like Die Hard, like that type of stuff.
if it's that, then the best action movie of all time is The Raid or The Raid 2.
I don't know.
Like those movies are.
Well,
John Wick.
I like the first Die Hard
That's
movie
like
because
The Raid. It's the
first Die Hard movie doesn't have a lot of special effects or anything.
yeah,
like
it's old
that.
school action. Yeah.
That's why I appreciate Die Hard, and because action. Some people think of big explosions and cars and all that stuff when they think of
Terminator
action.
2.
Yes.
That kind of thing. 'Cause
Yes.
that's kind of what I.
Sarah
in my head,
Connor.
kinda,
Yeah.
So I haven't seen the Raid movies, but for me, it's John Wick Chapter 3 is the best action movie for me.
I actually just watched that the other night too. That is.
But Die Hard's in the
not-
conversation.
that's
yeah.
I would
Yes,
say.
100% in the conversation.
Yeah.
This was an old. Someone watched an oldie from a goodie. From Pluto was the username. He watched Who Would Kill Thanos.
Oh, we have
in
fans of
Endgame.
Pluto.
Yeah, so Who Would Kill Thanos in Endgame? And he said he always thought it was Iron Man just because of the fact that it's literally been Iron Man's story. It's
From the
been
beginning?
Oh,
flashbacks.
because we did those
by the way,
videos
yeah.
about
Before Endgame,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and he's
Technically, it was Thor.
You know, so I was watching.
Technically, Thor did it in the
Stopped
beginning.
twice in the movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
did it twice.
Yeah.
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 Well, sort of.
it was a nice long comment that he broke down, and
So he said he predicted that before the movie came out.
yeah, well, because
That was his guess.
because just of how much Iron Man was connected to.
Yeah, he was like the main character. Oh, well, that's true. That's true. Yeah,
and that their paths were always set to meet.
I was watching Infinity. Before we started, I was watching Infinity War this morning, and it occurred to me, they didn't. Thanos, obviously, with the gauntlet and all the stones. I mean, they didn't beat him. He won.
Yeah.
He won.
Yeah.
They had to go back in time to beat him.
Yeah.
Like it just didn't occur to me. Like
Yeah, they're a bunch of losers.
Versus him, yeah.
Totally.
They full on like he. Obviously, with all those stones, of course, but he may be the baddest villain of all time.
And they actually
won.
they never actually beat him because he destroyed the stones.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying about that.
They
Like,
beat another Thanos.
right.
They never actually
had
beat
to
him.
go back in time before he got them.
They flat out got beat.
That's
And then they had
the
to
thing with-
take the stones from him.
Out half the universe.
Yeah.
That's the thing with Infinity War. Like, it ended. He won.
He won.
That's it.
Yeah.
Now there's another movie where 5 years later they go back in time and do all that,
Right.
but they just undid it. But he still won in that movie, which is really cool.
And at the very end, they said, "Bring on Black Widow." Also,
I agree.
yeah. And then another one we got was from the Magic Caster. This was in regards to Blake Lively's new movie, The Rhythm Section.
I'm
I wanna see
slowly
that.
looking forward to this movie.
He put
man.
in what we all, or at least mine, was I thought it was a movie about something going on in a club scene, and that we weren't alone to the ones that thought the movie title meant nothing until
I had no idea what it was about either.
Well, the trailer, the Jude Law says it in the trailer. It says you have to find your rhythm section. Like that's what he says. So it's called something.
It's still weird.
Finding your rhythm in the work that they
I know
do.
it's based on novels. I
Yes,
guess. Yeah.
yes.
I haven't watched the trailer.
I would love to. If
That's
it,
a funny comment.
If it's, I would love to see
it's
Blake
for
Lively
next
do a
time.
franchise like this. I would love. She's great
She
in everything
is.
that she
I like her a
does.
lot.
Yeah, she's like that movie Age of Adeline that she did a few years ago. It's a great little movie that
She
she
grew
did.
on me with the shark one.
The Shallows.
That was really good.
Yeah.
And then, of course, The Simple Plan, which she was
Oh my
incredible
goodness.
in that movie.
Amazing
man.
in
She
Simple
was
Plan. She's
great.
really good in The Town as well.
No, it's the movie that she's the best in is Accepted. Anybody seen Accepted?
Oh, the Justin Long movie.
The college
right?
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my
I never
God.
saw that.
God.
She's the crush in that movie.
Oh my god!
I never saw
Ryan
that.
Reynolds is a very lucky
Jonah
man.
Hill's
That's all
in
I'm
it.
gonna say.
Yeah.
Remember the wiener costume, the hot dog costume?
Ask me about my wiener.
Ask me about my wiener. Yeah.
Oh my god! I forgot about that movie.
I love that movie.
It's a Ryan movie for sure.
That's that's literally it. And then we got another one from Zuluman. This was in regards to they watched our anniversary reaction to Tropic Thunder. And they said, I love this movie so much. Imagine if we tried to make this movie nowadays. There's
Wouldn't be
no
made.
way.
Wouldn't
He
be
literally
made.
put, wouldn't be possible.
Yeah, it wouldn't be made.
So
Wouldn't be made.
That's unfortunate, but I love that movie, and
he's so ridiculous.
I mean, I think I don't find it insulting at all. Like I think it's hilarious, and it's making fun of Hollywood and how they would do stuff like that. It's not condoning those things. It's making fun of Hollywood for doing them.
Right.
And they acknowledge it too.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
They were
Robert
just
Downey
talking about
Jr.
that
got
on,
nominated.
Yeah,
you got nominated
for it.
Oscars.
And that tells you right there exactly what.
So that always is crazy to me. And then Melissa McCarthy and Bridesmaids getting nominated. Those two are like, that's crazy that they were nominated for.
I saw this
those.
movie 3 times in theaters.
Really?
I
never
cannot.
gets
I could
old.
not.
I only see it the
get
one time.
old.
I
And
watched
Tom
it once.
Cruise. Oh my! Matthew McConaughey, the TiVo.
Yeah, he's
like,
yeah,
oh
he's great.
my god!
it was
Lance Bass.
Just everything.
I love
The
it.
scene with the arms. The scene with the arms. His hands are blown off and he's crying.
Yeah.
He's holding his hands, and then they have the old was it the Platoon where he's getting shot?
Yeah.
Dude,
funniest thing
he's shot
is
like
when-
50
When
times.
real stuff starts happening and they think it's part of the movie.
Yes.
I love that.
What is Steve Coogan, right? Is the director? It
Yes.
gets blown up from a landmine.
he has about the head. This is
Oh, he licks his the blood. Oh,
Simple Jack and all that stuff, man. Oh, dude, so
oh my
good.
god, Simple Jack. That
So
was-
good. The cocaine.
I want
And,
to rewatch that movie now. But yeah, I probably would not get made.
No, not probably. It would not.
I
There's
don't
no
know.
way.
I mean,
it depends on how they
depends on the
handle
angle
it,
they take
yeah.
towards it. Yeah, because you could, like you said, if you know what they're doing, it's like they're making fun of a dumb thing that
Exactly,
Hollywood
yeah.
would do.
I
Like,
feel like it would be made on a streaming service and not.
They need to make
actual
more
release.
movies like this for sure.
Yeah. And then our very last one that I got is from Ishizuka Hikaru. Sorry if I butchered that. It was a little joke in regards to Jojo Rabbit and how good it was. They said, "You did not see it coming." I thought it was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Nice little joke at the end.
Not seen.
Have you seen it yet, Gio?
No, not yet.
Oh my goodness.
We still can't.
It's a movie about Nazis, if you didn't know. That's what
did
it
not-
is.
so-
Nazi.
I'm guessing he went back and watched the spoiler he
I
revealed.
did. I did not say the name. So it is interesting though that you still remembered what I said. But
yes. Yeah, it's because I don't know. I do that. I'm like, what did he say? And I start thinking about it. I'm like, oh,
Wait a minute.
That's
you guys
what
talking
he
about
meant.
the thing
Nothing,
you guys were
nothing,
talking about in the car?
In the car,
in LA.
yeah.
Yeah.
The way to bring it up because Gio doesn't know, but
never mind.
yes. So
But,
it's
yeah.
partly my fault for looking too much into it and figuring
No.
it out in my own head. But yes, and everyone's like, what the hell are they
Yeah.
talking about?
Never mind.
I wasn't even in the car, so I'm literally...
Yeah.
Go back and watch or
So
listen to our
Keith
episode
spoiled
of.
something in Jojo Rabbit for me before I saw it.
It didn't
And
spoil
the
it.
biggest thing that happens, he spoiled for me.
That thing that they're probably talking about.
Oh, I know what you're
Say in the
talking
comment
about.
that I'm assuming that's what they're
Now I
talking
know
about.
what you're talking
But
about.
yes.
Yeah.
For sure. All right, well, that is going to wrap up Apocaflix now. Thank you, everybody, for watching again. I'm Jacob Barley. This is Brian Adelsino, Jake Berlin, Gio Ramos, and Keith Barnes. This is the crew. Please subscribe to our channel if you have not already, and leave a comment, please, and hopefully we'll read it on next week's show. I think we should definitely, if people comment on the Apocaflix now, we should definitely consider those comments for next week. All right.
Yeah, I like that people are going back. I mean,
We'll
almost
comment
half,
on
Oh, yeah.
videos.
half
Yeah.
of those comments were at least a year old.
I was gonna say, yeah, we should go back to some super old ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that if we don't have enough. All right. Again, thanks for watching. We will see you all next time. Hey everyone, Jacob Bartley here. Thanks for watching. If you want to check out something similar from Apocaflix movies, click this video up here. You want something a little bit different? Check out this video down here. If you haven't done so, please subscribe to Apocaflix movies and let us know your thoughts in the comments section. We always love to hear from you. Thanks for watching.